I'm Adrienne Everheart. I'm a feminine energy dating and relationship coach, and I absolutely want to save your marriage or your relationship. This is why I got into the coaching business, was that I actually sought help to save my own marriage, my own relationship. And I realized that my first marriage didn't have to end. It didn't have to end in divorce. And I very quickly realized how much I was in my masculine energy. And I had made all of these mistakes along the way where I actually thought I was helping. I thought I was fixing things and helping things, but I was making them worse with my boy energy that was desperately trying to fix or solve whatever was going wrong in the relationship. So today I'm going to share with you 10 tips. I want you to take out your pen and paper, review this video, stay until the end, be sure to hit subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and learn everything you can from this, because I believe if you follow these tips, you will begin to save your relationship or save your marriage. You do not have to go through what I went through, which was a very painful divorce. And after that, I endured lots of just tumultuous relationship problems. And I want to give you these tips. I want you to write them down. This is a video that is absolutely going to change your marriage or your relationship life. Now, first things first, I wanted to film outside today. It was so beautiful, and I wanted to share this beautiful scenery with you, but it never fails. Just when I want to hit record, someone starts mowing their lawn. Over here, someone's using a drill bit, and no doubt a semi starts going by. So please excuse any additional noise. I want you to take in what I'm saying in this video, and also I'm going to press on because I feel like whenever I start off to do something and I know it's for good, if any type of problem begins to present itself to prevent me from doing what I want to do, I always say what my granny taught me, which is devil get behind me, because I'm here to bring you a good message. So let's get started. I first want to just give you a quick recap about what feminine energy is, masculine energy is. I want you to be into your feminine energy. This is a receiving energy where we're going to allow space for the man to figure out what's going on in the relationship, and also space for the two of you to begin healing the relationship. This is absolutely required. Now, if you've ever taken a difficult math class, you'll know that you can sit with the same problem and try it over and over and over again and not get a particularly good outcome, not get the result that you want. But if you put the math problem down and you go for a walk outside, you take a nice bath or something, you can come back to something with a new attitude and a new sense of how this can unfold and work out. And this is the wonderful thing about feminine energy. Feminine energy is the egg. It is not the sperm. So feminine energy, you sit there, you receive, you allow things to unfold. You are not sperm. You do not chase for results to make things happen. So let's get moving on this. I got a lot to cover. The first one is about creating space, not weirdness. You're in a house with a man, and the two of you are sharing the same bed, and you're not so sure he wants to be in the relationship anymore. He's let you as much know this. I want you to create space, but not weirdness. We're not talking about, I'm moving to my bedroom until you decide you love me. We're not talking about that sort of dramatic, I'm doing this, or this is the end of our relationship. We're in separate bedrooms now. This is about creating space. One of the best things you can do is take a girls' weekend trip. Just with maybe one or two girlfriends. Do not Instagram it all over the place and take tons of pictures and rub it in his face that you guys went to Vegas and had the most amazing time. I want you to take a girls' trip, or better yet, take a trip by yourself. Decide to go away for a weekend. Do not text him every half hour or so. Create mystery and space around you. Let him know that you love him very much and you can't wait to, catch up later, but you're gonna go take your little trip. And then I want you to turn your phone off. I want you to peel your energy off of him and go take your trip. Create that space for him to miss you. This happened with Jeff and I at some point in our relationship, and I decided to pack up and go to the beach for a few days. And sure enough, when I got home, he had me a nice card and some flowers where he said, yeah, I really missed you. I don't want us to be apart. So time and space, it creates that place for healing. You can also give him space in the bedroom. If you live together in the same house, you can have your own bedroom. Don't think that this is a nail in the coffin to the relationship. You're going to be giving him space instead of you two being on top of each other and in the bed together at night and having arguments or not at night or problem solving at night. You're going to just tell him that, you know, I know we're having some tough times and I really want to give you some space. I really want to honor this for you and for me. You know, I love you and I care about us. I care about our relationship. But what do you think if I had my own room for a little bit just to give us a little more space to feel our way through? What do you think? And then allow him to answer that and give him that space. And you need it too, lady. Let's not forget that, all right? If you're in a situation where you and your guy are not in the same house and he's like, I need space, I need time on my own, and he disappears on you for weeks, you need to get clarity on where the two of you stand. Because I don't want you being faithful to him while he's finding someone new to be with or whatever it may be. So that's where a goddess on a pedestal, you always get that clarity and say, you know, I want to give you all the time and space you need, but what does that mean about our relationship? Are we free to date other people? Is that what we're doing here? I need to know. And you want to get that clarity. Very important. And I talk about that more in 500 Ways to Talk to a Man and in Fem Tools, the terms and conditions. So important to have. The second tip I want to share with you is to create space to listen, not solve. When he comes to you and he says, yeah, I want to talk to you about a couple of things, I want you to just sit there and create that space for him to tell you whatever it is he needs to tell you. It's going to be hard because he might tell you that everything that you've ever done in the course of your relationship with him has been wrong, you know, or that everything is doomed and everything is bad. And I want you to just create space and listen. I'm not here to solve anything. I'm not here to make anything happen. Just give him that space and see if you just can't be present with him just for space and not solving. And if he says something like, well, what do you think? Well, what do you think we should do? Just say, well, I really wanted to give you open forum tonight. I just wanted to listen to you and see what you have to say. And I need to sleep on it. I'm not sure how I feel. We're getting back into your body with that. The third tip, I want you to have quality time without any solution, any problem solving, any let's get together and talk about our relationship and how we can fix this and he needs to hurry up and get on the same page as me if he wants me back or whatever. I just want you to date him. You know, even if you live with your husband and you're in the house with him and things are going bad, when you two are together, I don't want you to try and make it a fun time. I want you to just be neutral, have your heart unzipped, go back to being the girl he once fell in love with. Okay, he fell in love with a version of you that happened a while back. I want you to remember what your priorities were back then. I want you to get in touch with who you were back then and go back to this place of, instead of solving and fixing, we're just going to hang out tonight and we're just going to order in and watch a movie and I'm going to go take a bubble bath later and just be who you are without focusing on him and focusing on fixing that relationship. Have quality time together where you're not problem solving. The fourth thing is about clarity and acceptance. And I touched on that a little bit briefly before, and I'll talk about it more at the end of this video. But clarity and acceptance is when your man tells you something and you do not, this is not what you want to hear. Or worse, you have gone onto social media and you have found out something that you don't want and you want to really understand it. You want to know all the facts now. I want you to, if you can, slow down that process of, I gotta know now. I gotta figure it out now. I need the truth right here, right now. I want you to just ease up on that a little bit. Now, I'm not talking about let months go by and, you know, with a veil over your face. I want you to see what's really happening around you. And I want you to give yourself time to acceptance, but let it move slowly. People make mistakes all the time, and people recover from mistakes. And if your guy has made a mistake and he's messed up and you love him and you want him in your life, the best way to recover from that is not to have this big reaction with a lot of anger and animosity because of it. Okay, so I just want you to keep that in the back of your mind, that you don't have to solve everything immediately. You can have some time go by where you get clarity, you create that space, you listen, and you can have some acceptance about what's really happening. Get very clear on it so your emotions aren't running you. Ooh, that was loud. Number 5, I want you to pull your energy off of him. So often when I talk to girls at I Heart Love Academy or in my coaching group, we begin to talk and they can tell me this guy's entire life story. They can tell me everything he's doing and everything he hasn't done. And I'm like, whoa, can we talk about you? I want to talk about you. I want to talk about what you're feeling. But their energy is all over the guy. So I want you to get your energy back into your life, and if you're on his social media, if you're trying to figure him out, if you're trying to psychoanalyze him, and you're Googling all sorts of psychology terms, stop now. Peel your energy off of him, get back into your life. He can feel your energy on him, and that's one of the reasons he's trying to get away from you. He can feel your energy on him, and it makes him feel, uncomfortable or icky or whatever it is. Peel your energy, even if it's a mental energy. Peel it off the guy. You will begin to feel so much better, and you'll also begin to see a change in him just by doing this thing, not obsessing about him, thinking about him, having all this energy and focus on him. Number 6, and again, these are in no particular order, except for the first one. I think that was really important. But number 6, I want you to begin to accept arrows. So an arrow is when men notice you, and men are noticing you all the time. But if you've been married or in a relationship, you're kind of like, I can't look at them. I can't acknowledge that they notice me or anything. That would mean I'm cheating. That would mean I'm flirting with some other man. And that's not what it's about at all. You're a beautiful woman, and men are going to notice you. And you are not invisible to the world. Even if you are married, you are not invisible. You are beautiful, and people will notice you. Now, if you don't believe me, go look at your history and your social media, and how many photos have you taken of yourself? Why are you taking all these photos of yourself? Because you want people to see you. We all do. There's nothing wrong with that. We want to be seen. We want to be loved. We want to be admired. We want to feel important. I want you to regain that with every man you meet. So no matter where you go, whether it's Starbucks or the grocery store, you're running errands, if men look your way, I want you to begin to notice it and just smile and nod. Smile and nod. And smile with your eyes. Tyra Banks came up with, I think, smizing, where you just sort of smile with your eyes and acknowledge them. You don't have to go home with them. You don't have to talk to them. If they start to talk to you, you can just be polite and warm, then go, okay, thanks, bye, and walk away. I want you to begin to accept arrows from all men. When you get that energy around you, that other men are looking at you, other men are kind of, you're noticing them and they're noticing you. Your guy can feel it. He can smell and sense other men around you. And don't worry if it makes him a little angry. You haven't done anything wrong. If he asks you, have you been talking to other men? You can say, well, what do you mean? Like, what does that mean, talking to other men? I have to talk to people all day long. What does that mean? You want to tease this out. And by tease, I don't mean torture. I mean, allow these things that are happening to him to happen. He has to be a little worried about losing you to another man. And that's part of this. That's part of a man being in that sperm mentality. He's forever chasing you. He has you. He can love you and have you and hold you. But it's this other animal feature of masculine, feminine energy that you're going to begin to explore. And again, I go deeper in my programs. Number 7, I want you to change your routine. If you always drive home from the supermarket one way, I want you to go home another way. If you always walk the dog around the block, I want you to walk a different direction. I want you to take your clothes in your closet, switch them around. I want you to get a new highlight in your hair. I want you to try a new lip color. Do everything you can to change your routine. If you come home from work and you always just plop down and make dinner, I want you to come home from work and do a yoga class online or go take a bubble bath. I want you to just change up your routine as much as possible. This is again going to change your energy. It's going to create interest and curiosity with the man, which is oh so important. Number 8, we talked a little bit about talking and just giving that man space and not being so problem-solving oriented. And I can't stress this enough that you want to create an air of open forum around you where you're not laser focused on solving this right now. The two of you are having a marital problem, a relationship problem, whatever it may be. You didn't get here overnight. You're not going to fix it overnight, but you can begin to change that around when you kind of just create this energy in you of openness. Now, a way that I really like to do this is by going into a physical pose where I raise my shoulders up, drop them down, and then allow your energy to sort of settle down into you slowly. Imagine all parts of you slowing down how fast you move, how fast you talk. Allow your hips to widen, wiggle your butt, and create this energy and open, expand your chest. I even say take a little zipper, unzip your heart, open it up, and create this open, you can imagine openness around you, light encircling you and inviting him. You're going to be an invitation to the man with this openness. So much of this is about invisible energy, but it works. I want you to try it. Instead of crinkling your brow, being worried, how's this going to go? Where was he at? How's this going to work out? Create openness. Even if he's nowhere around you, create that openness. Your man and you are connected. You're tied together. He will feel it. Number 9, I want you to imagine a desired outcome. This one is oh so important. It's so easy to worry and fret about what's happening, what's gone wrong, what will happen, who said what. You know, it's so easy, and you're going to call your girlfriend, your mom, all these people, and you're going to be talking about all this dark stuff that you don't want to keep having in your life. I highly recommend you curtail that. Vent if you need to, write it down on your journal, make a note of it, but then I want you to spend some time imagining the desired outcome that you want. You have got to see what it is you want to have happen. Now, even if you sit down and you start to have an argument and it starts to go wrong, I want you to imagine, real quick, I want you to imagine the night ending with the two of y'all just hugging and holding each other for a minute. I want you to see that and being happy and smiling. I want you to imagine the outcome that you want. And make sure that it's just not this selfish outcome like, I want to see him apologizing and bringing me home a new BMW, you know. See his eyes, see the smile, feel the warmth. Don't make it materialistic, just make it about how you want to feel. Very important. Spend as much time as you can. Every time that worry thought pops into your head, I want you to go back to your desired outcome. Number 10, this is the tough one. I want you to accept his no. This is my least favorite thing to ever do. I worked in sales. In sales, you never take no for an answer. No is just a temporary thing. You have to accept a person's no. They say, no, I don't want to be with you. I want to get a divorce. That's it. I'm breaking up. It's over. I'm moving out. Okay. Because they're expecting a tussle. They're expecting a fight. I talk about The Artist, which was a guy that I kind of started dating as my marriage was ending, and the guy really love bombed me, swept me off my feet, wanted me to absolutely get a divorce, get my husband's stuff out of the house, you know, and was promising me forever. And then, you know, 6 months later, walked in the door and said, I don't want to be in a relationship anymore, you know, and everything just shattered. I was back to square one. Well, this is a lot more common than you would probably ever believe, that a woman rebounds with a guy who love bombs her and then just drops her. But I'll never forget when he told me, he said, I don't want to be in a relationship anymore. I said, okay. You know, I didn't fight him on it. And this is something they even teach you in debate, is that you can agree for a moment with what that person's saying to you. Okay. And he goes, what? That's it? That's all you have to do? Okay. Now, if I would have kept writing that out, I could have probably turned that around with him. But he began to seem tortured to me, and I wanted to save him. I was in my boy energy. I wanted to rescue him from that tortured feeling. But instead, I want you to be in your feminine energy. If your guy says, that's it, it's over, I don't want to be with you, call my attorney. Okay. Okay. I accept your no. I'll be so sad. I'll miss you. I'll miss us. Okay. And that's all you say. Don't argue with them. Don't tussle. Don't fight it. Ladies, when you accept a guy's no, Even when he breaks up with you, he's texting you the next day, wanting to know if you're okay. If you keep giving him yourself, if you keep replying to these texts and keep letting him tiptoe out of the relationship, he's not going to miss you. He's got to have this feeling of, oh my God, what have I done? And most guys regret a breakup within the first 24 hours. They do. So you have to let him know, like, okay. And if he comes around, he's like, I think I made a mistake. I don't know what I said, and we were just arguing. You can be like, well, okay, we'll talk. You know, it would feel really good to see you. It would feel really good to talk. Have your boundaries. If he keeps texting you, say, you know, I have a lot of love in my heart for you, but I've accepted your no. Has anything changed? And guys are totally afraid of breaking up with you, and then boom, we're suddenly back together. And I want you to have the energy that that's not how it's going to work, because that's what he's afraid of too. And you can say, well, you know, I would like to go slow. I don't want to jump back into an instant relationship. We had an argument and I really want to fix things. What do you think we can do to fix things? So I'm giving you some really powerful scripts and powerful things to say to your guy. But if you really want more, go look at my book, 500 Ways to Talk to a Man. It comes with a 2-day video class where I teach you so much more of this in depth. It's all about how you feel and not controlling the outcome, not controlling the man, and letting him be the pursuer and you be the receiver. Wow, fish are jumping. I hope this video has been helpful for you all. Again, this is why I became a coach, is because I didn't want your relationships to have to end the way mine did. And if I would have known these things, I would have abided by them. I could have allowed that space and time for things to fix themselves between me and my guy, instead of trying to fix them now, you know, trying to make it happen now. That's where your energy begins to dominate and control both of your karma, both of your outcomes. And we don't want to do that. We want to let the man decide on his own, as it should be, that he wants to love you and claim you and be with you forever. And the two of you create this wonderful, loving, happy family that you truly want. We don't want it to be forced. We want it to happen naturally. So close your eyes. Imagine that happening for you. Smiling faces, a happy family, wonderful, warm time together. And I do believe you will get that. All right, everyone. Sending you much love. Bye-bye.